Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about you do not need to be perfect in order to lose weight, which is good news because you can't be perfect. How about that? It's impossible. There's no way you're going to be perfect with your eating. Not for long. Sure, for a little while you might be able to do it, but not for long. So it's good news that you don't need to be perfect to lose weight. You just need to be better. Think about it. Again, with your all or nothing diet mindset, you think you need to jump in on Monday being perfect until you reach your goal weight. But that's complete and utter bullshit. All you need to do is consume less calories than you have been consuming over time, and you lose weight. And in order to do that, you can make mistakes. You can make mistakes and still consume less calories. You believe this? Call the press, let them know. And so the more you start to realize this, the better off you're going to be, because what you do most likely, if you're like most dieters, is you're approaching your weight loss like it's a sprint of perfection. And you want to lose the weight as quick as possible. So you think of it like a sprint. Now think of a sprint, a race is a race you have to be absolutely perfect in order to win. You trip a little bit in a sprint, you've lost. So the only thing that win a sprint is absolute perfection. This is how you're approaching your weight loss. You think you need to be perfect. And the second you make a little mistake, it feels catastrophic. So right off the bat, if you are serious about your weight loss in any way, you have got to start to shift your mindset and realize that you're going to make mistakes. I promise you. And when you do, how are you going to respond to them? Now, your ability to respond to them in a better way requires you to think differently about your weight loss. So we can't just think that this is a sprint to your goal weight, because instead of it being a sprint to your goal weight, it's really a never-ending marathon that you run for the rest of your life. Because how long do you want to live at your goal weight for? I'm assuming forever. So we want to extend the time frame. That's the first step. The next thing is you realize once you extend the time frame, well, of course you're not going to be perfect. You're going to be sick sometimes. You're going to have ups. You're going to have downs. You're going to have stresses, bullshit, all sorts of stuff going on in your life. So you're not going to be perfect with your eating. So what do we do now? Well, we start to focus on being able to make mistakes and then get back on track quickly, which I believe is the most important skill that you need in order to live at your goal weight for the rest of your life, because you're going to make mistakes, and how you respond to that mistake is probably the most important factor in what your weight is ultimately going to be. And if you're like most dieters, you're going to make a mistake and completely quit. But imagine for a second that you were able to make a mistake with your eating, binge one day, and then you were able to instantly get back on track. Think about what your weight would be right now if you had that ability. So I believe that this is the most important skill, because you're going to make mistakes. As a dieter, you live in some fairy tale fantasy land where you think that I'm going to start the diet, and this time I'm not going to make any mistakes. And you keep thinking that, and it's setting you up for failure. So as soon as you start to realize you are absolutely going to make mistakes, what you realize you need to do is to be able to get better at absorbing those mistakes, learning, growing from them, and getting right back on track. Once you can do that, your entire weight loss ability goes through the roof. So realize that you do not need to be perfect to lose weight, and that it really comes down to your ability to manage the mistakes you make and get back on track quickly. And if you have no idea how to do that, please go click the link in my bio, get the hypnosis session I give you. It is free. Watch the video I made for you. It is free. I'll take you through the whole system I teach people, and you can go find a better way. So if there was any questions, feel free to ask them. Let's get into it. Let me know if you think you can be perfect. Am I full of shit? Let me know I'm full of shit. No, Jim, I can be perfect. I can be perfect and lose weight. You don't know what you're talking about. I lost 30 pounds on keto 5 years ago. I was perfect. Yeah, just kidding. What's up, Georgina? Georgina says, hi, Jim. I love this. And now I treat a night with friends as a way to practice making better choices rather than freaking out I'm going to blow any progress. Hey-o. Georgina, right out the gate with just pearls of wisdom dropping on all of us. That's brilliant, right? Imagine. Can you imagine, you dieters, if you were able to go out with friends and you treated it as an opportunity to practice making better choices than absolutely freaking out that you're going to blow all your progress in one night? Do you think that might impact your weight over the long term? I think it might. So great insight, Georgina. I agree 1,000%. That's wonderful. What's up, Mario? How's it going? So happy I get to see you live today. Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I've been missing you. I haven't seen you in a little while. So it was nice seeing you the other day here. I got into working out like cardio and stuff, been doing it for about a month or so, and I love it. Yeah, that's great, Mario. Super. Nice job. Um, Important to recognize that's not going to make you lose weight. Just I'm not here. Sometimes I feel like I'm like the Grinch. I'm the Grinch ruining everyone's fantasies. But I just read this book. It was again a profound book, I think, called Burn. And it basically talked about this thing called the um constrained energy expenditure theory. And basically the idea is that your body, you can work out as much as you want. Eventually your body kind of regulates and you stop burning out the extra calories. So great job with the cardio and the working out, because there's a lot of other benefits from it. But be careful not to expect that alone is going to make you lose a lot of weight, because what doing a lot of exercising typically does for most people is it makes them hungrier, and then they eat more. So they don't lose any weight. So again, focus on all the great reasons and benefits you're getting out of it: better energy, more stamina, brighter moods, better sleeping, all the wonderful things, muscles, resistance training, all the stuff you may be doing, all the benefits out of it. But also realize that if you're doing that primarily to lose weight, it's not going to do it. It's not. And so I know you, Mario. So I'm just making sure. Jonathan, there's Jonathan. How are you doing, Jonathan? We were just talking about you the other day. Mario says about 4 times a week of cardio, but for some reason I'm not losing any weight. Okay, there you go. So yes, there it is. So again, I promise you, I don't take pleasure in being the Grinchy Grinch who ruins all of your dreams and hopes of weight loss. I know I feel like I'm front facing as the Grinch, but you got to understand, I only say these things because I'm trying to help you get on the right path. And walking the wrong path and just wishing it were the right one is not the strategy. So yeah, so there you go, Mario. Sorry. Mario says, like, I was working out like crazy. I was sweating down my ass. Yeah, you guys working like I mean, listen, people in their 20s up to their 30s, it's just that's where it starts to transition. But yeah, you all are going to work out really hard. You're going to starve yourself. You got that kind of energy. But yeah, if you're just working out, you're just going to eat more and you're not going to lose weight. What do you want? Sorry, everyone. I don't take glee in this. It's just Mario's a funny guy though. I know Mario for a long time. So what's up? There's Jonathan. Hey man, I listen to your podcast. Haven't missed a single episode, but I heard you talking about me. Yeah, all right. I'm glad you're here. Where are you at? Where are things going? What's up, Huntington? How's it going? John said, I missed seeing you live, but you've been on my mind recently. Well, good. Yeah, we were thinking about you. I was thinking about you the other night. You popped in my head. I was wondering where you were at. Where are you at? I know I think last I knew you put maybe 14 pounds on, maybe. I mean, where are you at with that? Karen, can you eat dates for protein? Dates for protein. Well, since you asked, and I realized all of a sudden, and I kind of knew this, but I don't think I realized the extent of it, especially for women, and women are most of the people that listen to me. You've been sold this bill of goods about protein now, and I find a lot of women freaking themselves out. This is how you know. I would say the litmus test you can use for if you're on the right or wrong track in general. I'm not saying this is 100%, but in general, because I was thinking a lot about this, that if you're constantly obsessing about your plan because it's really hard to follow it. So for example, if you have a really high protein goal for yourself and it takes like a constant focus and energy to meet that, then I would say a lot of times that's a good indicator that it's not a great plan. And I would more optimize to a plan that just felt easy and comfortable to do. So is there a lot of protein in dates? I would think, I'm just going to guess, not that much protein in dates, but it doesn't matter because I'm sure you're getting enough protein anyways. So I don't think you got to worry. And I just want to make clear too. I want to make sure that I'm absolutely clear about this. Protein is important. I want to be crystal clear about that. So I do not think you should not eat protein. I'm saying that if you eat enough calories a day, you're going to have plenty of protein, no matter what you eat, even if you're vegetarian. So protein is absolutely important. Protein, fat, carbs, they're all important. But I think in this society, the new flavor of diet is protein heavy, protein focused. I don't think I could argue with that. And I think it's way over indexed. I think it's way, way, way. People are trying way too hard to get too much protein in them. So eat a date, enjoy it, but I would just take the protein worry and put it in a pipe and smoke it. So there's Jonathan. So the thing is, oh, what happened? I don't know. Like, it seems like, I don't know if I'm not getting comments now. I don't know. I don't know what happened. So I see Jonathan wrote, so the thing is, and then I don't see anything else. These things work funny. I will tell you that. Instagram freezes up on me. TikTok comments, I don't know. Like I've never had a problem with it freezing up. So I don't know if you're writing something now, Jonathan, or what, but all of a sudden it feels like, oh, there it goes. So the thing is, since I gained those 18 pounds, I felt insane pressure from friends, family, everyone except my fiance. Okay. Fiance. I still call him your fiance. It's your husband. Insane pressure from them. I want for what? Like, I'm on the edge of my seat. What pressure? The pressure to lose it? I'm imagining, right? That's all. Yeah, right. So your husband's like, yeah, I don't care. I love you. However, and your family's like, no, don't gain it back. Don't gain it back. Come on. You lost all that weight. Oh, don't gain it back. I have a client I work with, and she lost a ton of weight in a medically supervised program and put it back on. And she was telling me she went to get weighed. Yeah, Deanna, the reason that happens is Instagram, for some reason, is limiting me to an hour on the lives, and I have no idea why. So yeah, I apologize to Instagram. Right around the hour mark, it just instantly stops and freezes me. And I'm just hoping it's a glitch. It makes no sense. There is an hour limit on Instagram if you have like less than 1,000 followers. But I'm well over that. I think we got closing on like maybe 30,000. So that shouldn't be an issue. But all of a sudden it started doing that about a month ago. I don't know, but hopefully it'll just resolve itself. But I even tried doing it a different way and it didn't work. But yeah, sometimes when you put the weight back on, people, they just make you feel even shittier about it. And then the more pressure you feel, the more weight you put on. And it's a vicious cycle, right, Jonathan? Yeah. Justin, yeah, we always forget we're married. But yeah, basically my family and friends were making hurtful comments. Yeah. They tend to do that, don't they? And that makes me so crazy. Saying things like, oh, old Jonathan coming back. Arrgh. That one hurts. That hurts. Even when they're trying to be nice, it's always hurts. Like, oh, and you were doing so good. Oh, come on. Because again, it just comes back to the core point that people have no idea what they're doing. And the idea that you can just berate yourself and fight with yourself and force yourself to lose the weight. It's that diet mindset. Gets exposed, but it doesn't work, obviously. Because any of you tried that, beating yourself up or trying to force yourself to eat better? You ever tried that? How's that working for you? So that sucks, Jonathan. So basically that pressure made me really work out and count calories again because I felt horrible. Yeah. Yeah, Jonathan, I get it. So Jonathan, again, Jonathan and Mario, and there's a couple others. They're young men in their 20s who, they're just going to fight against it, right? Because they got a lot of energy, a lot of willpower. So they're going to fight against themselves to keep the weight off, lose the weight, whatever, which is what most of you are going to do, right? But don't take this personally, guys. But women, my main client, my 95% of my clients are women between 45 and 70, I would say. And women are just seemingly, in that age group. Now I will say, they tend to be much more open to what I've been doing hasn't worked. So I need to do something different. But, when you're in your 20s, you're a guy, you're very kind of stubborn. I'm going to fight this and I'm going to win it, But again, we kind of see it. We see it here because, now Jonathan, just to catch up on his story, he wanted to lose weight and he goes, I got a wedding coming up. And at the time, I think it was like 4 or 5 months away. And he goes, can I just diet and do it? I said, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? When you have a wedding coming up, that's a huge motivator. So if you got a wedding coming up, something big like a class reunion, maybe, weddings are bigger because you're going to have pictures forever. There's a lot of motivation you can tap into with a wedding. But again, it's just pure willpower, right? You're just purely restricting calories and it's a struggle or whatever, but it's easy to do because you got this big goal at the end. But, and I said this, I said, well, yeah, do it. It'll probably work for you. But, it's once you get to the wedding that's where the issue is going to happen, is afterwards, because you're not going to have that motivation anymore. And here we are. And so, it's, it is what it is. But again, it just kind of highlights that everyone's struggle is that you're not learning anything new. When most people, when they want to lose weight, don't learn anything new, they think they know everything. They just need to enact what they know, which is restrict, cut the calories down. And that's it. And I find that not to be the case. I find most people don't know how to be thin, healthy people. And pretending that you're just going to force yourself to be a thin, healthy person, to me, it's right along the lines of, like, I sit in front of a piano and you're like, I'm going to force myself to learn. I mean, I guess technically it's possible because someone learned the piano, I suppose, but it's really unlikely. I'm going to force myself to learn a language. Well, you need a teacher and books, and you need a plan. I got a plan. I got the dictionary. I got the Chinese dictionary. I'm going to learn how to speak Chinese from it. All right, let me know how it goes. So again, I think, program yourself then with a weight mastery pyramid, mindset, lifestyle, eating. So it's a much more comprehensive strategic approach to mastering your weight, to learning how to think, live, and eat like a thin, healthy person automatically. I'll say automatically, but on near autopilot. And so again, Jonathan has not really done that. Jonathan is the same stuff that's in his head. He's just enforcing what he was doing. The wedding came and went, and then the weight started coming back on because he didn't have that motivation. And now the pressure from the people that makes him feel so bad has got him back in that mode for a little while. Because what John doesn't know now, unfortunately, is he's building up really bad associations, which is what most dieters do. In their 20s and 30s, most dieters build up really negative associations. First and foremost, that in order to lose weight, I have to really restrict. I have to fight against myself. Then when you get results, then that's the worst part. The worst thing that can happen to a dieter is not when they don't get results. It's when they get results, lose the weight, and then put it all back on. Devastating. And so they associate that together, that Jesus Christ, even when I lose weight, I still fail and put it back on. So eventually, by the time you get into your 40s, you get to the point where you're apathetic and you're like, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to do anymore. Even when I lose weight, I can't do it. And a lot of people in their 40s find themselves, they can't even get started on a plan anymore because they're just completely, they don't know what to do. They think they know what to do. And that becomes a whole nother issue. But so, yeah. So anyways, there it is. But again, what Jonathan will probably do is he'll probably force himself to do it and again, Jonathan knows I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm just trying to articulate what everyone experiences. Isn't that fair? I mean, I don't know. Like, one thing with weight loss that's so weird is it's just a circle jerk of people that don't know what they're doing, encouraging themselves. And so like something like, oh, I'm back to the gym. I'm back to Weight Watchers, back to keto. And I was like, all right, you can do it. You can do it. And it's like, I don't want to be that guy in the corner saying it's probably not going to work. Because I know you're supposed to you can do it. No, you can't do it. You're going to do the same thing that hasn't worked 50 times. I'm not going to sit here and cheerlead that. Why would I do that? Oh, because we want to be positive. We want to encourage them. Encouragement going to help you. People encouraged you guys all over the place. Has that helped you lose weight and keep it off? Oh, I am awful. I hear the words come out of my head sometimes. I'm like, what are you doing, Jim? Why don't you be more positive? You can do it, Jonathan. You can do it. The question is, can you keep doing it? And I don't know if you're miserable, like, we're not going to do shit that makes us miserable for very long. Can we say that at least? It says, what's the deal with fat phobia? Don't really get it. I don't either. It's just this thing. It's Christ. And this society, it really is. It really is one of the, although we're bringing them back. We're bringing back more anyway. So it's like, I always used to say, like, fat phobia and treating people, overweight people, like shit, was kind of like the last thing that was socially acceptable. But I think maybe we're bringing it all back. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't get it either, and again, but I do think that is a core reason why people struggle at a very core level, because what people do that are overweight internalize is they think, okay, the way I got to get myself motivated and do something, I got to beat myself up too. So you internalize a lot of that and you start hating yourself, and you try using that self-hate as the motivation to start eating better. And at this point, it even feels like that's the normal way to do it. That's how fucking crazy we are in our heads. We've been conditioned by the diet industry our whole lives. The diet industry is not on your side. John says, yeah, basically I'm at my goal now, kind of. Yep. But I feel miserable. Yep. Yeah, there you go. Right. So Jonathan, yeah, he's making it clear, right? Being your goal weight is not, again, I always say this all the time, like weight is like money, and weight and money are similar in the sense that they're means to an end. The money and the weight in and of itself does not make everything great. Oh, I don't, yeah, Jim, speak for yourself. Give me some money. Okay, I'll give you $1 million a year. Okay, but the job is you got to go violently rob old, senior citizens. Yeah, is the money make it better? For some of you, it might, but most of you, no, thank you. And so if you starve yourself or you're miserable to get your weight down, you're not going to do it. You're just not going to do it because it's not going to make up for the fact that you're miserable. This is why I'm saying it's not enough. Like, you dieters do this dumb shit where you're like, oh, I know what I got to do. I just got to get myself to do it, which is another way to say I got to figure out how to force myself to do shit I don't want to do. And I'm here to tell you, you're not going to force yourself to do shit you don't want to do for long just because you can lose weight. Again, if it's to be in a wedding picture, yeah, maybe. But in your normal life, you're not going to do shit that day in and day out is making you miserable. And that's what most of you dieters are trying to do because you think the weight loss is just so important. You think you want to look better so much that I'll be miserable. Even though you're still overweight and not doing it. That's the part. Thanks, Karen. That's the part that makes me crazy. And that's the dieter delusion, is that, like, you're telling yourself, oh no, I want to look good. I want to wear a bathing suit. It's so important to me. I don't give a shit. Just tell me what I got to do and I'll do it. And it's like, are you insane? Like, that's not true at all. If that was true, you wouldn't even be overweight right now. If all that mattered was being at your goal weight and you're so motivated and you're so focused and you're just so committed to it, I'll do anything. Stop saying that. It's not true. It's not true. That's why you're overweight, because that's not true. So the alternative is that you find a more comfortable, enjoyable, sustainable way to lose the weight and then keep it off. It's not rocket science. It's that you've been conditioned by the diet industry to completely think backwards when it comes to your weight. And not only just to think backwards, but to think backwards and not even realize you're thinking backwards. And that's why I'm here every day, to try and point that out. Yeah. What's Mario saying over here? Mario says, but Jim, I haven't changed my eating at all. All I did was add lots of cardio. That's what doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, that's not true, Mario. So I want everyone to hear this, okay? Mario here started doing tons of cardio work, 4 days a week, doing tons of cardio, sweating so much, going down his ass. This guy's sweating up a storm, working out as hard as he can. And he's eating the same. He thinks. But he's not eating the same. He's eating more, and he's not burning as many calories as he thinks. Go look it up. Go look up constrained energy expenditure theory. They've done studies on this. I know I didn't believe it, even though I've said this forever, that the key to mastering your weight is to master your eating. I said that because I'm lazy. I don't like exercising hard. So I mastered my eating. But over the years, 20 years professionally, I've been doing this. I started to notice people that work out a lot that don't change their eating don't seem to lose weight. And then I read the book called Burn, and I see studies that show people dramatically increasing their exercising and not losing weight. And then it shows stuff you couldn't imagine. People, they study a tribe in Africa. They walk 25,000 steps a day, and they don't burn a lot more calories than we do. I know you don't believe it, and that's okay. Because a lot of what you need to hear are things that you don't believe or don't know. So yeah, Mario. So that, again, do the cardio for some other reason. I know you're not doing cardio for any other reason other than to lose weight. I know that. So what I'm telling you is that you're wasting a lot of energy for nothing if your goal is weight loss. Again, I can't, I just want to say, I always want to say this. The exercising is great for a lot of reasons. So I'm not saying don't exercise. I'm saying don't exercise to lose weight. That's what I'm saying. And so if you're like me, a lot of you out there, I know a lot of you out there are lazy and don't want to exercise a lot. I'm not saying that's the right attitude. I'm saying that's what I feel and believe. And so if you're like that, thanks, Karen, you do not need to exercise more. You can lose weight without doing any more exercising than you're doing right now. And you might be doing zero exercising. I got good news. You don't need to do any more exercising. You don't need to exercise anymore to lose weight. Okay? And I'll go you one more. If you exercise a lot and you hate it, you can stop exercising and lose weight. How about that, folks? And so, yeah, so Mario, again, terrible strategy in my opinion anyways. Oh, I'm killing myself 4 times a week to go cardio to burn calories so I can lose weight. That's such a short-sighted strategy. You're going to be doing that when you're 60, 70. You're not. You're not. Not to say you're not going to be exercising. Understand what I'm saying? Because I know Mario's going like a madman with the cardio. I know it, and I know it. I know. And I know a lot of you do the same shit. You get all fired up to lose weight and you piss all your energy away exercising and working out, when you could have way used that energy more strategically to influence your eating and reduce your calorie consumption. So it makes perfect sense, Mario, is what I'm trying to tell you. And you're eating more than you think you are. I guarantee it. Y'all don't know what you're eating. You don't think, like, you know, listen, don't take this the wrong way, but if you're overweight and have been overweight for a while, if you've struggled with weight, struggled with eating, do not have so much faith in your ability to track food and calories. I don't understand why you would. You know, don't take that personally. But if you struggle with food and weight and all the rest of it for your whole life or for years and years, like, don't just start counting calories and be like, oh, no, I'm eat the same. Like, no, you don't. You think you track the calories the same when you're exhausted from cardio? You think you're really aware of the portions you're eating? You think you're really tracking all this stuff accurately? I mean, if you've been tracking calories for a year or 2 years and you've lost weight and if you're actively losing weight or you're at your goal weight and you've been tracking calories for years, yeah, then I think you're probably good at tracking calories. But you can't just I just started and I know what I'm eating. No, you don't. You just started it. And guess what? This is dieters in a fucking nutshell. Dieters making me crazy. Dieters are the craziest group of people on the planet. I swear to God. Because it's like, and it comes back even deeper than this. The dieter is going to start their diet on a Monday. And they're going to go, this person who's overweight has struggled with portions, struggled with making good food choices, struggles to know what the calories are, struggles to know what to do, get themselves to do it. But then one magical evening, you're going to go to sleep and wake up the next morning. And now I eat perfect from now on. Like, what the fuck? You would have to explain how that works to me. How do you just in one day become a completely different version of yourself? Please teach me the secrets. I would love to become a different version of myself in areas of my life. Please tell me how this works. Because does it work in any other areas of your life? Can you go to bed one day not knowing how to play the piano and then wake up the next day and be a piano player? Again, dieters are just so crazy with this that you think one day you can just, now I'm just a different person. Now I know exactly how many calories I ate. So I'm picking on Mario here because I know Mario and he could take it. But Mario's eating more than he thinks he is. He's not burning as much as he thinks he is. And that's why he's not losing weight. Because Mario's lost weight, by the way. When Mario changed his eating, he lost weight. So again, it comes back to strategy. If you're not losing weight, it's because your strategies suck. It's not because you're menopausal. It's not because your body's broken. It's not because you got PCOS. It's not because you're type 2 diabetic. It's because your strategies suck. And you're eating too many calories, more calories than you think you are. People would literally believe that their body is somehow a miracle of science, that it defies the laws of thermodynamics, that you can put the same amount of calories you've always put in it, or you reduce the calories that you've been putting in it and your body won't change. It's just, they'll believe that over the fact that they're eating more calories than they think they are. And this goes along with what I was saying yesterday. You got to stop believing your brain. Everything your brain says is not right, you know. Everything you think isn't right. And when it comes to weight loss, most of the things you think are completely wrong, like 180 degrees wrong. That's why 75% of the population is overweight or obese. That's why 95% of dieters that lose weight and get to their goal weight put it all back on. Because almost everything you know about weight and food and nutrition and lifestyle and mindset are completely wrong. But you think they're right. And I don't know why. Because you don't have the results you want. No one you know around you who's doing the same shit is getting any results they want. So I don't know why you're so committed to dieting. And I don't know how you think that you're so right. That's the part I don't get. I don't get it. 95% failure rate is just off the charts. And you know it's true. Have you ever kept the weight off? Has anyone you know kept the weight off? You might know one person. And my whole life has been studying those people. And I've become one of those people. And I help other people become that. But it's a completely different process than dieting. So again, it has nothing to do with your willpower. It has nothing to do with your self-control, your sugar addiction, your carb addiction, your food addiction, your family, all this stuff that you blame. It has nothing to do with it. It has a little to do with it, but it's primarily you don't know how to think like a thin, healthy person. You don't know how to live like a thin, healthy person, and you do not know how to eat like a thin, healthy person. You never along your journeys as being a human have you ever learned any of those things. So how the fuck would you ever be able to do those things? It's so crazy. It's like thinking I'll wake up tomorrow speaking Chinese because I really want to. That ain't going to work. So I tell you, if anyone's here doesn't know my world, go click the link in my bio, get the hypnosis session I give you, watch the video I made for you, read the emails I send you. I'm here to help you, and I help you a lot for free. If you find out, oh, this shit really makes a lot of sense, I got a program too, but I'll help you for free. My mission in lifestyle is to make people as possible live at their goal weight. So I'm not just busting chops. I do offer a solution too. Yeah. Jonathan says, how do I stay here at this weight but not feel miserable food-wise? I feel deprived, but I'm scared to go back. Well, that's a great question. I love that question, Jonathan. So you're on the right track with that question. Jonathan says, I'm getting compliments all the time from people and I love it, how I look, but it's so hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because you didn't do it in a way that was sustainable. Jonathan did an extreme thing where he's drastically cutting calories out. Any of you ever done that? Where you drastically change your diet in an overwhelming way and it becomes an endurance test. Even if you love the results, it becomes an endurance test. It's difficult. Our brains are organized to conserve energy. The main organizing principle of these brains that have evolved over millions of years that we all have, their main organizing principle is to conserve energy. So what Jonathan's doing right now is he's fighting against himself. What you all do when you try and lose weight is you fight against yourself. So even if you love, oh my God, do you not think that the 95% of people that lost the weight and put it back on, do you not think that all 95% of them loved being at a lower weight? So it's not enough. What you need to do is you need to figure out how to lose the weight in a way that's comfortable. Here, listen to my goal for you all. And again, just reflect on the fact that as long as you've been thinking about weight and as much as you think about it, you have never once set this as a goal for yourself. You've never once heard anyone even utter these words as a goal for your weight loss. And I want that sink in just to prove the point that you have no idea what you're doing. I know all you want to do is lose weight, right? You say it, if there's a mantra in your head that is said more than anything else, it is probably something in the ballpark of, I just want to lose the weight. 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 You probably say that each and every day, thousands of times. But I'm here to tell you, you do not want to lose weight. A much better goal and a more accurate goal to what you really want is that you want to get to your goal weight. And then you want to live at your goal weight for the rest of your life on near autopilot. Think about that for a second, because they're not the same. I want to lose weight is not the same as I want to live at my goal weight for the rest of my life on near autopilot. Those are two totally different things. I want to lose weight. The goal line, the end point, the goal is to get to my goal weight, to get there. And that's what you dieters do. You get to your goal weight and then you put it all back on. Why? So you can do it again, maybe. I don't know. The goal weight, if I want to live at my goal weight for the rest of my life on near autopilot, is a completely different goal. And when you have a completely different goal, you start to use completely different strategies. So if Jonathan has done this extreme thing to lose weight, is it something you want to do for the rest of your life? Are you relaxed and calm? Does it feel relatively easy? Nope. It takes full focus and energy and attention. I don't know. Is it going to last? I mean, 5% of people it works for, so maybe you're one of them. But I would much rather, I like my approach better because I lost 50 pounds 30 years ago and I've been the same weight for 30 years, one blip 12 years ago. And I live at my goal weight. I haven't dieted once. I don't exercise or work out. I did couple little blips, month and a half here, a couple times. I don't work out in any consistent way. I've mastered my mindset, my lifestyle, my eating. And so now I just naturally and automatically do the things that keep me my goal weight. I mean, I got to maintain it. I'm watching and I'm aware of it, but most of this stuff's happening on autopilot. So yeah, I would much prefer that. What's up, Billy? Billy says, but if you don't like fat phobia, how do you feel about fat acceptance where they promote fatness? I don't like that either. I think I like the first part of the message of fat acceptance, that I think everyone should just be treated as a person. And whether you're overweight or underweight or a normal weight, I think you're still a human being that deserves to be treated as a human being. That's what I think. And I love that part of it. But then the part of it that like, oh, no, you can be obese and healthy. Well, where's the data on that? Did I miss that? I read a whole lot about weight and I have not seen that evidence. So I don't like that part. But again, when you push people too much, you get these, these opposite responses. So I understand how it happens, but but then on top of that, that article, I don't know how accurate this article was, but I believe it anyways, is that the food companies are behind that message, So yeah. I'm going to say, who's promoting fatness? I think people, healthy, good-hearted people promote self-love and self-improvement. Who is promoting fatness? I think people, healthy and good-hearted people promote self-love and self-improvement. Who is promoting fatness is everyone. I mean, the entire culture is promoting fatness. It's an obesogenic environment we live in. And so, I mean, think about it all, folks. We have been exposed to tens of millions of food ads in our lives, always promoting overconsumption of food, So, and then the diet companies too, but they do it in a sneaky way. It says, yes, but the fat positivity movement is doing it. Check it out. It just says, I know what you're referring to. I tend not to support it. Yeah, it's just not good. Please die from being like that. What do you think about the movement? Yeah, like I said, I don't, the fat acceptance movement. I love the acceptance piece of it right now. I think that's a core problem. I think if you're overweight and the more overweight you are in the society, there's a good chance the less you accept yourself, the less you love yourself, the more you hate yourself. And I think there's no need for that. And I don't think it helps you change. They've proven this, actually. I mean, there's studies on this. And so, again, I like the part where you accept yourself and love yourself now. But then I'm a big fan of, you can love yourself now and want to change. And I prefer that approach much more than hating yourself and trying to change. But I also, again, like I said, I don't like the fat acceptance movement. Again, it would be like, to me, it would be like that, a drug addiction movement. Oh, hey, you're still a good person. You still love yourself. You can still be healthy while you do lots of drugs. And it's like, I don't think that's a good message. And especially in this environment. So, yeah. Roasted Mario. I really was. Yeah. So just saying everything I need to hear. Mario says, should I count everything I eat? I feel like I literally just eat 3 meals all the time and 2 of them are healthy. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't, again, I'm not a big fan of counting everything because that's usually a temporary solution. Most people aren't going to count every calorie for the rest of their lives. So I prefer to just again, in the program, we structure our eating. And so there you go. It sounds like you structure your eating at 3 meals all the time. And so you optimize. You say 2 of them are healthy and 1 of them's not. So I'd go to work on the one that's not healthy, make it healthier. I'd go to work on the healthy ones. I guarantee they're not as healthy as you think they are. I guarantee it. So again, I'd go to work on optimizing them. But I would put my energy into optimizing my meals, unless you love cardio. If you love cardio, knock yourself out. But if you don't love cardio, I would take that energy and put it into optimizing my meals. You've already lost weight doing that. So you've already proven to yourself that you lost weight, not exercising and changing your eating. And again, listen, our heads filled with rocks. In this culture, our heads filled with absolute rocks when it comes to weight loss. from how much protein you need, to how much exercise you need, to cutting calories, to all the bullshit, to cutting carbs out, all of it. Hello, Jim. Thank you, Karen. Mars, I should come here more often. I love the roasting. Jim, you're amazing. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Always happy to roast you, Mario. Because I know, and I try to be nurturing and supportive for most of you, because I may not know you, and I'll try to be a nice person. I think I am a nice person relatively, but I'm trying to be honest. Again, I take the no bullshit oath. So it's like, I can't sit here and I'm not going to rah-rah cheerlead bullshit. And that's what I find almost all weight loss methodology is, a bunch of bullshit. So yeah. Jones says, I had vastly underrated the importance of calmness and relaxation. Now that I'm home recovering from an injury, I understand it more fully. That's great, Joan. And if Joan's underestimating him, she's been doing meditation and yoga for 30 years, plant-based for 30 years. So, or I don't know if that's 30 years, but so yeah, if she was underestimating it, I promise the rest of you underestimating how important being more calm and relaxed is. It's the foundation upon all success, in my opinion. Which brings me back to another point, because I've been going through that a lot with my clients this week. This idea that no matter what, you should be able to make the right food choice. Okay? No matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter how hungry you are, no matter how stressed you are, it doesn't matter. I should be able to make the right choice. You all got that voice in your head. What a bunch of bullshit. What a bunch of bullshit. Do you not live in the physical world? That's like saying, no matter how many reps I do of weight, I should be able to lift more weight. It makes no sense. No, you can't just make the right choice all the time. There are factors that impact your ability to make the right choice. And if you think that's true, it's a complete bullshit. You can't just make the right choice. Why? Because it sounds good? Because you want to? Because what? It reveals that you don't understand what willpower is. But anyways, I digress. I think he's a magical thinking. Yep. Karen's, I read everything I eat in my calendar book. Yeah, great. I think that's a good short-term strategy, I tend to think. But long-term is unnecessary most of the time. But if you like doing it, then you do it. D says, Jim, how do you make your salads filling? That's really easy. Salads, first thing you gotta understand is that salads, and it's so great. I read this yesterday. Thank God. I will tell you, I'm an intuitive person first. Science seems to follow it afterwards. But I will tell you, I can't think of anything that because listen, everything I'm talking about here started by studying people that lost weight and kept it off long-term. That's everyone. I've always been fixated on that. And so, yeah, everything, I haven't had the scientific reasons why that shit's worked. It kind of comes later. I kind of, oh, okay, cool. But I see what people have done that works. I've always operated out of that first. And now the science kind of catches up to a lot of times. But the thing I just read yesterday is that they were testing people who increased their fiber, and it has to accumulate. So if you eat a salad today, you're not going to be that much fuller today. You won't be that much fuller tomorrow, the next day, if you keep eating salads. It took me a couple of weeks. But this study I was reading, it was taking people 9 to 12 months. There's a dramatic shift in your, how are you going to say, digestion, let's say, when you start adding more fiber in. But it takes a while. Again, we don't think of it that. It just drives me crazy. If you think about bodybuilders, if you want to become a bodybuilder, let's just say, you better have a longer term time frame in your head. I'm assuming anyone here, if they're like, yeah, you know what, I want to be a bodybuilder, you would have a much longer time frame in your mind than your weight loss time frame. But your weight loss time frame is complete bullshit. You have to understand that your weight loss time frame is put there by food company. The diet companies don't want to help you lose weight, folks. Everything you learn about losing weight is most of that's been put there by the diet companies that are owned by the food companies. Do you know Weight Watchers was owned by Heinz? Jenny Craig was owned by Nestle. Atkins Food Products owned by the same company on Cinnabon and Auntie Anne's pretzels. Slim Fast owned by the same company as Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Do you really think these companies don't want you eating bullshit food and losing weight forever and being thin and healthy? Do you really think that? Because I went to business school, and I can tell you that businesses exist to make money. So very rarely are they going to promote a product that makes them lose money. So if you're wondering why you can't lose weight, all you need to do is think, who are you listening to? So anyways, how do you make your salads more filling? You put greens in them. I use a greens mix. So there's 4 or 5 different types of greens in there. So that's the first thing. So you need nutrient density, nutrient variety. The main nutrient I'm looking for is fiber. But then there's the micronutrients as well. So I'm looking for nutrient density, nutrient variety. That's fruits, vegetables, things like this. So I put my greens in there, and then I put as many different types of fruits and vegetables in there as I can. So regularly, an average salad for me, I will have a ton of greens. What's a ton of greens? I don't know. If I got a bowl this big, it's filled 75% of the way, greens, small leaf greens. Then I will put carrot on it, onion on it, peppers I'll cut up and put on it, radish I'll put on it, celery I'll put on it. I put a couple homemade croutons on it, a few walnuts on it, tomatoes on it. I might put a little bit of blue cheese crumbles on it, like good ass blue cheese. I'll crumble a little bit of that on there. I might put chickpeas in there. I might put egg whites in there. And if you eat those every day for 3 weeks, not every day, but 4 or 5 days a week for 3 weeks, I think you'll feel pretty full. You'll start to feel pretty full because all that fiber and all those nutrients get into your body and you feel completely different. Again, it's just like, oh my God, I'm trying to tell you, like, the reason you're struggling with your weight is it's a knowledge deficiency. It's not a willpower deficiency. And I know that's shocking to you because you think you know everything you need to do. That's shocking to me, but whatever. I digress. So it's a knowledge deficiency. You probably don't even understand how your digestive system works. You probably never even heard of something like the ileal brake. So it doesn't matter. If you eat more whole natural foods, fruits, vegetables, greens, beans, whole grains, that shit's more important than protein for your satiety. Protein helps with satiety and satisfaction. Fiber is even more powerful. Fiber is the number one thing missing from your diet, and that's why you're hungry all the time, and that's why you can't control your eating. Right after that is that you probably have a micronutrient deficiency. You're not getting the micronutrients your body needs to hum. So your body's constantly sending you a signal, say, hey, can we eat some more? Because your body has evolved over millions of years in an environment where when you ate something, it had a lot of micronutrients in it because it was natural and whole foods. That's all we ate. Now you're eating a lot of processed foods that have stripped the fiber and a lot of other micronutrients right out of them. So they're selling you protein constantly because they make a lot of money on protein, from meat to bars to powders. They don't make a lot of money selling fruits and vegetables, so you don't get that message. But fiber, are you paleo people? Can you imagine even paleo people are completely wrong? Right from the get, you're wrong if you're a paleo person because you're so over-indexing protein and meat that you didn't even know that the average paleo person was getting 100 grams of fiber a day, which makes complete and total sense. Are you focusing on fiber, paleo people, keto people, or are you focusing on meat and protein? And how's that working for you? How is all your protein focus working for your weight, your health, your happiness? I hate to tell you, folks, we are omnivores that thrive eating lots of carbs. So yeah, that'll make your salad filling, D. Tab says, Jim, how are you feeling today? Feeling pretty good. I got to say, I'm feeling really good. I had a shit weekend. I crashed this weekend mentally, emotionally. I was in a dark place. This happens sometimes. And, but I dedicated, I've been sleeping a lot, taking care of myself, and I'm finally on the come up. Oh, thank God. So I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking. He says, culture never promotes living as a thin, healthy person, always mixed messages at best. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Char says, then stop eating. That's the dumbest advice. If you all think that the secret to losing weight is to just stop eating, like, it's so dumb. Let me put it in a different context. So I'm not saying it's wrong. What I'm saying is it's ignorant in the sense of how simplistically stupid it is. Just eat less is the equivalent of saying, oh, I know how to play the piano, even though I never played. All I do is you just hit the keys, the right keys at the right time in the right order. That's how you play the piano. And don't overthink it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. You just hit the right keys at the right time and then you got songs. Okay. Let's not get all confused about this. Right. And if I was saying that and they say, oh, we'll play a song. Well, so when people say, oh, just eat less, just stop eating, please, in your head, mentally, just be like, clown. Just imagine them with a clown nose on their nose and a big clown wig and clown shoes and everything. Because it's so simplistically stupid that it doesn't help you at all. Do you all not know that to lose weight, you should eat less? Do you not think that all 100% of the 75 people that are overweight or obese in this country, 100% of them don't know I should eat less? So when some dipshit says that to you, please, you got my permission to envision them as an absolute clown. Because yeah, no shit, but that's not helpful. Jonathan says, I might change my goal to about 10 pounds more. That seems more realistic. There you go, Jonathan. I would also suggest that you start to transform your eating. Meaning right now, I know, Jonathan, you're making it mostly about just cutting calories. And this is a message to all of you. I would make your goal not just to cut calories down, but to transform your calories. It's very difficult for the rest of your life, just cut down fast food, junk food. It's literally built to be overeaten. There's no satiety with it. So you're going to always be fighting against yourself. A strategic approach to changing your eating is to say, yeah, I want to reduce my calorie consumption, but I want to do it strategically by consuming more fiber, more micronutrients, more whole natural foods that my body loves and feels satisfied with. They've done study after study where they'll put someone on a low carb diet, the dumbest diet that's come down the pike, and then they will compare it to someone eating a whole food diet. And they tell the low carb person has to have very strict rules about how much they can eat, and they got to track it. And the whole food people, they say, eat whatever you want. And then they track what they do. The whole food people automatically, naturally eat 400 to 500 calories less a day. So the reason you're always hungry is because you're eating engineered food designed to make you hungry all the time. It's not rocket science. It's not a mystery. So that will help you, Jonathan. But I think raising your goal is probably smart too. And then get good at doing this. And then if you want to lose 10 more pounds, do it. Yeah. Vicky says, Jim's approach is holistic and healthy. It absolutely is. Yeah. John said, I heard you did that to changing your goal weight, and I think eating will be less stressful that way. Yeah, I changed my goal weight. Like I said, I dropped 50 pounds. I've been the same way for 30 years, but 12 years ago, just crazy time of life, very stressful, great time. It was a lot of fun looking back at it, but it was a lot of stress, a lot of energy going out. And I put 25 pounds on very quickly. But I said, hey, I'm going to drop 15 pounds. I don't like being 25 pounds up. I don't like this. I was starting to snore. I was starting to sleep bad. All sorts of issues immediately, just 25 pounds. And so I took 15 pounds off, but I raised my goal weight by 10 pounds because life was crazy. So it was just easier for me to do. You can do that, folks. Okay, now I'm definitely hopping on here sometime. Just been busy lately. Yeah, good. Glad to see you, John. Agli, thank you, Jim. Lots of love from Greece. All right, nice. Yeah, Greece. Michelle says, so tell us then. I'm not sure what you want me to tell you. Again, if you're all interested in this stuff, again, I can only do so much on these podcasts. I'm not going to say the same thing every single day, even though I kind of do, but it's a little different. But go click the link in my bio, get the free hypnosis session, watch the video I made for it. It's like a 20-minute video, but I kind of lay the whole thing out. I think you'll find it very enlightening, I think, at the very least. And it's all free. It's free. Go check it out, though. Karen says, it keeps me accountable and shows me what I'm really consuming. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to track stuff if you're okay with it. If you like tracking and it's easy for you, knock yourself out, Karen says, I know you're not a doctor, but do you have suggestions for IBS? Yeah, IBS, from what I've seen, I haven't worked a whole lot with it, but that is the one thing. Well, there's a number of things, but that is one thing that medically has been shown that hypnosis really does help with. So, I know you listen to hypnosis now. It's not necessarily for the IBS, but the more relaxed and calm you can be, I think a lot of IBS comes down. We all have a second brain. The second biggest conglomeration of neurons in your body is in your belly, in your gut. It's about, the equivalent of a medium-sized dog's brain. So I mean, quite a bit of intelligence down there. And so I think if you have a lot of stress, you tend to have more, that may be an impact of it. So again, focus on relaxing, calming down, and I'd do that and see where that leads you. Tell him, Jim. Love one, Jim. What's up, Faye? Do you ever overeat at dinner? That was my hardest meal to control. Not having seconds or picking dinner before, or picking before any suggestions. Do you cook your own dinner? Yeah, I absolutely. I finally got a handle on it, but I would say overeating at dinner was my longest, biggest challenge of eating. My first biggest challenge was eating at night. And, part of that was even I started eating more at dinner so that I wouldn't eat at night. And then, yeah, overeating at dinner it took me decades to really get it. And I will tell you, it was a bit of a struggle still. Like that was probably my biggest struggle, is not overeating at dinner. And the thing that really changed it for me, and yes, I do cook my own dinners. They're homemade. I don't really eat any fast food. I do get, like, I go out to eat, but even the places I eat, it's not like it's made, they're making like real food. I don't eat at like chain restaurants. I don't eat fast food because all that shit is like, it's just all processed bullshit, which I don't like. So anyways, but yeah, so dinner though, the big difference for me with dinner, the biggest shift that happened for me is I started eating salads at lunch. And ironically, my lunch before the salads was actually more calories. But I would regularly be hungry in the afternoon, go into dinner being very hungry, and I would overeat. It was not unusual. Now I figured other things out so that it didn't make me gain weight, but I was consistently overeating at dinner. So what changed it all is I started eating my salads at lunch, and that was the big game changer. I always think of salads, those salads I make, I think it was like nature's Ozempic, and I didn't know about Ozempic back when this happened, but when I started eating the salads, my hunger tremendously dropped, and that made everything easier. I never snack in the afternoon now, and I move into dinner very low hunger. So again, it's less calories. The salad, the salad's less calories, but there's so much more fiber, so much more nutrients in it, and so much more satiety and satisfaction that now I regularly go into dinner way less hungry, and so I almost never overeat dinner now. So that was the big difference for me, though. Now, again, I went into it with a lot of strategies before that, but the salad changed everything for me. So that's part of my suggestion. The other part is become more calm and relaxed before you eat dinner. One of my favorite strategies I've had a client teach me is we came up with this together, but this was their idea. And I think it was such a great one that we were talking about the same exact thing. And they were talking about, when I go into dinner, I'm usually stressed. I've kind of a busy day. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I'm tired, exhausted, all the rest of it. And I said, well, what's something you can put there to anchor, remind yourself to relax before dinner? And they put a snow globe in front of where they used to eat dinner. And they turn the snow globe over and turn it down. They would just take a minute just to kind of relax, calm down, let the day go center, while they watch the snow globe. And so I think that's a great strategy, because a lot of times we're eating a lot, we're eating fast. So the slower you can eat, the more managing your hunger you can do as you go into dinner, the more you can calm yourself down. I think all these things support it, and stay focused on it. And, just keep improving it. Just keep optimizing it. Okay. Says trolls are back. You got your wish, Jim. Are there? I only saw one, and I forgot. I just don't remember what they said. Would they say, "Oh, just eat less" or something? Yeah. I need us to be moderators. So funny. I don't know. Like, I know Katie ratted them all out. Then they stopped coming. What was it? Becky Bigback or whatever her name was. Olivia Overeater. Good. That was a good catch, Katie. I'm onto them now. And I start to notice, like, yeah, when their names have that, Mary loves cake. That's hilarious to me. That makes me laugh. I know I need more trolls, though. As Carter says, dinner and done. Love that mantra. I literally say it at the end of my meal. That's awesome, Carter. Yeah. Again, in Program Yourself, then a big part of the program is the hypnosis. And there's all these mantras. All the sessions are built around a mantra. And they're really effective. So yeah, dinner and done's a big one. It was a good one. I'm not ratting them out again. It doesn't make me mad. I love when you rat them out, but I like when they stay on. That's so funny. I didn't really see any trolls. I might have missed them. I feel like I missed a bunch of comments. I apologize if I missed your comments, by the way. Sometimes they just don't kind of show up. So if you ever do have a question, this isn't recorded. This is live. Sometimes I wait too long and then I scroll and they just disappear. So I apologize. So yeah, what's up, Don? How's it going? All right. Sounds like a good time to wrap it up. So, all right. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. This was great. As usual. So yeah, if you're interested in this stuff and you like it, you want to go a little deeper with it, go get the hypnosis session I give you in my bio. It is free. It is a good one. And I do have cool stuff coming for y'all next week. Yeah, I think next week I should have it. We're going to have the how to choose your goal weight. I'm going to put that training together for you. I'm going to give you access to Gym AI to help you decide that. That's going to be free. I'm going to give that to you. So you can get ahead of it, though. Right now, I'll give you a free hypnosis session, a free training, 3 steps to master your weight. Go check it out. And next week, you should be able to get into my app. So that's kind of cool, too. And kind of building that up. And that's exciting. So, yeah, go check that out. But you can do it just by clicking the link in my bio and signing up for that hypnosis session. Again, all free. And I'm here every day, Monday through Friday, usually around noon Eastern. If you have any questions, feel free to pop on here and ask them. I'm happy to help you out. And if you miss it, like listening to this is a podcast too. It's called Program Yourself Then. You can listen to it on all the podcast platforms, I believe. Super duper day, and we'll talk soon.